Let me see those receipts, baby. I'm ready to clock into the bank factory.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to my channel, and we are back with another LCB multi-ep recap. Except we will have clips from not just LCB, it'll be at least one clip from Glass and a couple from Scooter's channel. Um, I guess I should just say Scooter quit. Again, he is live streaming on his own channel now. And apparently Tech Protect is going to be the new showrunner, wrangler, whatever they call it. And this was their first thumbnail. The second one is not any better because, like, who is this? This is supposed to be Tech? I, like, when I first saw this, the show hadn't started yet. I was genuinely sitting here like, who the fuck is that? Because the title is still the same. Amberlynn hires Tech, fires Fupa. But I'm just like, well, who's this then? I was so fucking confused until the show started. I don't even remember if they addressed it. It doesn't matter. Because it's made with AI, it's fucking slop, so. But yes, as we just saw, the title said Amber fires Fupa, right? Something like that. There's this little clip from Locale Glass, which I believe aired earlier than Locale Bus.
Also, I just got word apparently that Fupa no longer has a host role.
So,
Can
no
you
way.
check on that for me?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They don't really talk about it too much more from what I understand. And they invite Fupa to come up onto their show. I don't think that she does, because Fupa in no, it does say back to the Fupa drama here. I'll give that a quick skim through here. But okay, yeah, I think they're just talking about why, and we will get to why. Why Fupa was fired, quote unquote fired. And I'm at the moment now in LCB. It's about 10 minutes in where someone named Southern like re-ups their crown or whatever it's called, and I believe a crown is $500 a month. Like, that's their biggest membership, I believe. Let me check real quick. Yep, so if we take a look here, we've got Ban World, Cash Cow. Cash Cow is $10 a month, and I believe that's what you need to do to get into the Discord. And you've got PayPig at 100 and a crown for 500. That is actually insane to me, considering, like, what you get for becoming a member. I just $500 a month is crazy. Anyway, so this person's Southern. They're a crown. Why is that important? Because they were in the VC and they were, I guess, talking shit to Fupa, and Fupa just kept kicking them and kicking them and kicking them, and then server muted and then server deafened them. I don't know what the difference is between that. I don't think it matters much to us because regardless of that, it was a big fucking deal. They literally argue for, I feel like the majority of this show, or not this one, maybe the next one, maybe both actually. I can't remember now, but they argue so fucking much about the VC, about Amber kicking people versus Fupa kicking people, and in reality, the reasons that they were they're both wrong. Like, the reasons that either of them were kicking people are all stupid. It's all dumb. Neither of them should be kicking anybody. Right? I don't know. And I just want to mention, before we move on, that I have personally seen, or maybe not personally seen, but I have been keeping up with Scooter's live streams too, obviously, right? And I have heard Scooter thank Southern for donations. And I'm just gonna leave that there until we get up to later. Okay, so let me also just play this clip and you guys can see this moment of it coming out that Fupa is fired. And it really is just so incredibly, like, just listen to Amber.
Crown for 1 month. Official renewal of their crown,
Thank
says for
you.
ALR in tech. I did
Don't
want to talk about.
fucking give Southern a heart, you dumb.
I get a cut of it anyway, so.
Fuck you. I wanted
Not
to
when
talk
I
about.
talk. You're fired.
news.
right now.
This is news to me.
And yep, Fupa tries to say this is news to me. Again, I'm not trying to play too much from their show. I don't need to, honestly. Because nothing really happens other than Amber and Fupa being insufferable, really. Like, I like Fupa, I do, but it's like lately, maybe I've just been listening too much, but whenever she screams over someone else or yells Keem, oh my god, dude, it makes me want to fucking like Kyle out and put a hole through the wall. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. But it is getting annoying. It is starting to grate on me. But if we can notice, just this, like at the very start of when Amber starts talking, she's like, not when I talk to, bitch, you're fired. Like, not when I talk to who? When you talk to Keem? Because apparently that should have already happened. And it's just like, yes, we all know it's scripted, but Amber fucking sucks at this. She's terrible at this. And when it comes to Scooter's crash out on his birthday where he was threatening to delete his Minecraft account, I heard Amber let it slip that at some point she said, well, what if he actually was having a mental crisis? Meaning he wasn't. Amber, you suck at this, dude. And just, I'm gonna leave this as a side note real quick. I have been watching the first Fat Camp because I wanted to see, I'm just curious, like what even is Fat Camp? What happens there? I think I'm gonna make a video explaining it, and I have my own personal theory that I need to go over in that video as well. Not again, not gonna be many clips, mostly just gonna be me yapping and telling you what's up. And a theory I have about Amber and Fat Camp. But what I have to say is that honestly, it's better without Amber. Like don't get me wrong, it's still bad. It's still like trashy, whatever, like reality TV. That's exactly what it feels like, right? Like concerning Fat Camp and honestly just other shows without Amber on them. It feels better without Amber there. It genuinely does. Genuinely? It genuinely does. It is more fun without Amber here. And it's like, I'm seeing a lot of similarities between Amber and someone else who used to be in the LCU, and I really have to fucking wonder how long Keem's gonna put up with it. I really do. Because Amber seems worse than that person, and just 10 times more delusional. It's just that Amber has had a bigger audience when she came here, I guess. So maybe that determines how long Keem will put up with it. Because it really is like everyone else was saying. Keem is just like licking her ass constantly. Constantly. And giving her special treatment. Amber is getting special treatment. Like, my god. Oh, and by the way, before I move on, just as like a whatever, I do not believe that Fupa's not getting paid for this episode. There's no fucking way, because she's not actually fired. It's stupid. And just also with all this arguing, I have another note here. It also, like, it kind of ties back to what I say, it just feels better without Amber here. The amount of projection happening with this whole VC thing is just so bad. Like, I do not understand, like, if that part of it is scripted and is an act, because it's really hard to, like, not understand how Amber doesn't see what does she say now? The hypocrisy of it all. And just sitting there calling Fupa delusional and a narcissist, and she can't take it, but Amber, that's you. That's literally just you. Like, maybe it's Fupa too, but like it is you too, bitch. And this all kind of hinging on what I was just saying before about Amber getting special treatment and getting her ass kissed all the time. Like, let's just listen to this another very short clip from a little bit later in the show.
You can't push it to the point where one of you has to go.
Okay, but
Because
you
you're
see where I'm coming from, where like she
No.
does the same shit as I do. but no one says anything.
I know, but
Because
the problem
I
is,
have valid kicks.
No, you don't.
You're
the
so dumb.
problem is you're more replaceable than she is. It's just it's a fact. It's a fact. These people
That's it. That's the clip. There you go. Like, does that not just say it all? And there goes Amber. Like, it just inflates her fucking ego. But it's also like, Amber, do you not see now? Like, you are the same. Keem literally just said in a roundabout way that, no, Amber, you are also being fucking ridiculous. And the only reason that Amber gets away with it is because she's, quote, was it less replaceable? Because Fupa's more replaceable. But Keem, like, especially after looking into the other shows and stuff, and this is not going to take that long for everyone else to catch on too. They already have been for a long time, but especially now that I've watched like some of the other shows, this shit sucks, dude. This shit fucking sucks. There's a lot of people every stream, but it's literally just people from Girl World, and they're gonna start dropping off just over time more and more if this continues. Like, they already struggle so fucking hard to get super chats and meet goals and do this and that unless Keem pops in with this alt account and drops 50 memberships, you know? Like, this shit just isn't good unless, like, it is so insufferable with Amber there. The only value she brings to the show is to do dumb shit and have her feet pressed to the fire. That's like, that's really it. That's all the entertainment value that she has because she is so insufferable and so delusional that it's more annoying with her there, honestly. Like, I might, if Amber doesn't go to Fat Camp, I don't know if I care necessarily. I might still give a little bit of commentary on Fat Camp. Like, I'm gonna do the video covering their first one, explain what happened, kind of go through the day by day as much as I can do, because they apparently would redirect to Queens a lot, and Queens doesn't have any lives from further back than 6 months ago. So I can't see all of what happened at Fat Camp, unfortunately, but I can get you guys the highlights, the cliff notes. And at this point, though, it's like I said before, it's not like it's necessarily good, but I also don't know if I am only thinking that it's so much better because of how Amber is on this show, because this show is so bad, maybe? Like, so bad. Alright, anyway, I've been yapping way too much. Next topic. Amber said the R word on Locale Live. I heard it. I'm obviously not going to play the clip, but she did say it. Here's what she has to say about doing that.
I did, and I immediately apologized because I've never said that word before. Like, I explained this. When I first moved here, like, because my mom's like so old fashioned, right? She said it, and I was like, Mom, you
At
cannot
Sibori
fucking be
super
saying
chatted
that. Like, oh,
$19.99.
So that's it. It gets cut off there. She talks about it slightly after the super chat, but it's literally just to say, like, so yeah, I apologize and I'm never going to do it again. And I learned from my mistake. But girl, you literally just blamed it on your fucking mom. Saying that you picked it up from your mom and these guys when you are 35. You are not a teenager. She is such a fucking, like, is there a word for people who specifically, like, mirror everyone around them? Personality leech or something? I don't know, dude. Okay, and now they start arguing about the goddamn VC. I think they run a poll at some point, just asking the audience, like, who do you want to run it? Like Amber, Fupa, Tech, or all three? And Amber was like, well, they don't matter. They don't matter. They're just gonna lie. They're just gonna do whatever to be trolly. And wanted to run a poll in the VC to have them decide, which isn't like the worst thing, but it's also like, well, people in the audience might want to join the VC, and based on that decision, they might not join anymore. I don't know. But she tries to say 100% of the people in the VC voted for Amber to run it. And Tech is like, well, that's like 12 people. That's 12 votes versus like 2,000 votes or whatever the fuck, right? And Amber goes, it doesn't matter if it was 1 or 10. It was 100% of the vote. Like, bitch, yes, the fuck it would matter if it was one person. It does matter if it's 10 people versus thousands also, but why wouldn't it matter if it was just one like, she's so, like, she will just say anything. She will just say fucking anything. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's so dumb. And this isn't scripted. It's not part of the script. That's how she is. That's how she's always been. Oh god. And then we go on about the pets again. She said that she's choosing not to show her pets for reasons that she won't say. And quote, I want my pets to be in peace. As if they can fucking read. And no one's bullying your pets. No one's being mean to your pets. What are you talking about? You want your pets to be in peace. They don't know what the fuck is going on. You're so dumb. Like, that is such a stupid fucking thing to say. That's like the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard her say this year. Oh, then she denies the lumps on Twinkie. She said Twinkie has no lumps. We literally have the picture. I literally enhanced it. You could see that these lumps are so big that they cast their own fucking shadows. Shut up. Oh, then but she doesn't care. She doesn't care, but she also wants us all to just move on. The reason none of us move on is because you don't change and you repeat the behaviors, you repeat the patterns. And tried to go on, oh, that, like, the picture of Twinkie's nails was from 2019. No, bitch. Why does no one bring up the photo that was current from her last live stream era where Twinkie's nails were literally curling under the paw pads? It's literally out there. I have it on my fucking computer. Why does Fupa or Tech not just pull it up? It's like, yes, Fupa's there to, like, be the one, like, the detractor, right, for Amber, but it's like, she clearly also has, like, something in her contract or some type of thing, like a hard line, where she's, like, not allowed to do certain things or pull things up. There has to be, right? Because she's pulled up other things on her phone. She pulled up the ankle ball receipt on her phone. Why would she not be able to just pull up these pictures of Twinkie? I don't understand it. Unless there is just some rule that says that she can't go too hard on Amber. And quite frankly, I'm fucking sick of it, dude. I am sick of to death of the fact that they haven't gotten a single competent person up there with the receipts in hand. Like, that's all anyone wants. That's all anyone wants to fucking see. We are so tired of this, dude. I'm tired of doing these recaps. I'm honestly tired of watching the show every day. Can you tell? Can you tell? Because it's like, honestly, Keem, how fucking long do we have to wait to get good content? Keem,
I think I broke.
I know he is capable at this point of putting together entertaining shit. So what the fuck is wrong with this show? Huh?
Huh?
Like, I don't want to hear it anymore, dude. Like, I have been watching these other shows that are so much better. And is it really just the fact that Amber's not there, or is it the fact that you won't let Amber have her little fucking dangling ankles pressed to the fire? Stop fucking sleeping. Stop covering for her. She's not gonna leave. She has no other choice. But anyway, so I'll flash the screen up again. They had this goal, right? If you didn't see it, was $20. They wanted 50 $20 donations to talk about, or to get Tech to talk about why he won't talk about Trisha Paytas. And I just assumed that it's obviously because Trisha is, what's the word, litigious. She will sue you. She will she will go after you, allegedly, in Minecraft. She will come for you in Minecraft. If you talk about her, bring up the old shit, God forbid I hope that someone, like, downloaded that Internet Archive of her entire fucking channel from back in the day. I wish I could have back in the day, but but it's kind of amazing to me how much Trisha has truly been able to wipe the internet of a lot of the bullshit that she's done. But anyway, so they hit the goal. And so Tech has to talk about why he doesn't want to talk about Trisha Paytas. And apparently he was supporting her OF and gooning to Trisha. And he found out that that she said some shit that he didn't like, and he was like, "Oh, why do you do this? Why do you do this?" And Trisha said, "Fuck you." Shut the fuck up. I don't owe you shit. If you don't like it, stop giving me money. But then, like, I have a bunch of tea on you and stuff and yada yada. And it's probably some real freaky fucked shit given what he said already. And so he was like, okay, I'm good. He totally backed down, and now he just doesn't talk about Trisha because he doesn't want Trisha to release the tea, supposedly. So that's weird. You're a fucking weirdo. And then considering the shit that happened with Jaffe in the next episode, big side eye. Big side eye. You're a fucking weirdo too, aren't you? We'll get to it. I'm gonna try not to get too mad for that. That might also, to be fair, that might be another reason why I'm just so fed up with this show now. And I'm like, also just because of the conversation regarding, we'll get to it. Just with Jaffe. Y'all who know, you know. But if you don't, we will get to it momentarily. God. And then we get to this part where it is like, Amber, why the fuck are you saying this? Amber, like, just because you have yourself deluded into thinking that we don't actually know about your past, we know. We know, girl. Anyway, here's the fucking clip.
Okay.
Like, my whole thing is if I ever abuse my partner and they got a bruise from me, I would just like that's a like I don't know, it just reminds me too much of my dad. Like, it's just gross.
I cannot with her. I cannot with her. And before I just get too far into it, she, a little bit later, tries to claim some fucking kind of moral high ground about people calling her George Lynn because of, like, I forget how exactly she phrased it verbatim, but it was something like, people are calling me the name of my, and it's like, I, it makes me, like, almost viscerally angry knowing how much she is exactly like her father and how much she has no fucking room to talk at this point because she turned around and did the same fucking thing to people that she supposedly loved and cared about. If she knows how bad it is and she's going to sit here and try to get on this moral fucking high ground and get on this goddamn horse and break its back, that tells me you know how bad it is, right? You know how disgusting it is. That's what you were going to say. It's disgusting. It is. But yet you turned around and did it to so many people around you, more than we will ever know. She admitted that she hit her mom when she was 12, and you know she doesn't change. You know she only gets worse. Oh, why did she hit her mom? She said because her mom wasn't hearing her words, so she thought maybe that would do it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And by the way, I saw the same fucking, like, type of rhetoric trying to be spread around on a Reddit post, and now I, like, have to, if y'all remember which one that was, it's probably far back now, but I'm just sitting here like, how many fucking sock accounts does Amber have? It was like almost the same thing. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it from you, Pookie. I do not. Not from you. You don't get to fucking talk about, like, you don't get to have any moral high ground, any kind of judgment for any fucking thing when you have literally turned around and done the same exact shit. And at that, done the same exact thing around an underage person, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And that's her admission, by the way. Her own admission from her journals that we are supposed to take as seriously as Anne Frank's fucking diary.
Mom wants me home. Is always mad about something. I have to constantly walk on eggshells. I feel so depressed, and it is because of her. She is downright cruel to me, even in front of her. Oh wait, I can't say that part. Even in front of Blank. Me and Blank made a trivial joke about her being the Grinch in the mornings because we were watching the Grinch, and popped off. So the fact that she's saying that is crazy. I would purposely try to find ways to like leave the house. Like I was like, can we do like a 5 Below challenge? So like I paid to do like this 5 Below challenge with her and a family member. Not gonna go into detail. And it's like I sat on the edge. I'm like barely hanging on for dear life. She kicks me off the couch. I slide off. She had an actual family member there when it happened. And I'm on the floor. I can't get up because of my lymphedema. And I'm asking her for help. And she's smirking. I can sit here and share.
Like, it is really fucking hard. Because it's like, on one hand, obviously, yes, her childhood was fucking bad. No, she did not deserve any of that. No child does. That's fucking stupid. But on the other hand, she grew up, still tries to get sympathy for it, and plays the fucking, like, plays these games with it like this, says this type of shit, even though she has turned around and done the same things. She kept the wheel going. Despite also apparently claiming how bad it hurt and how much it still affects her, and that's why everyone should feel so bad for her. But you did that shit too. To multiple people. So I just can't. You know, I don't fucking care what you think about people calling you George. God, anyway. These episodes have been, like, really fucking dark. And as I go back through these in my notes, I can see now more and more why I am getting fed up with this fucking show, dude. Because it is just constantly Amber, just what is the word she says? Hypocrisy. Sorry, I'm like trying to make it like lighthearted somewhat because we're about to get into fucking bigotry. It's about Foodie and the whole thing about um she's tired of pretending like people are their actual genders, like when it comes to trans people. Like she's tired of like I forget what the fuck she exactly said about it. She's being That's all that really matters. And at this point, like they're trying to talk about it and again, take another fucking moral high ground about it. And Amber says this.
I honestly did not know much about like the topic of transgenders until I was like honestly maybe like during Beck era actually. So I was probably like 27. Like I didn't know.
No, 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 no. Wrong again, Pookie. We literally just fucking found the Facebook post of you talking about Shara's son being transgender and how nobody should give him shit for that and everyone should just leave him be because it. Y'all remember that? Y'all fucking remember that, right? You know how old she was? 18 or 19. She knew. She knew. Goddamn well. And she still chose to be transphobic to Casey. For years, during that time, and years after the fucking fact. She knows goddamn well. Alright, here we go. We got a little palate cleanser here. I'm glad I put this in my notes. Meanwhile, like I said earlier, Scooter had quit the show again. He quit the entire LCU. By the way, sorry, I didn't say that. He quit the entire LCU. Like, he's not coming back. He said he's gone. And I do kind of believe him that he's done. Kind of. But anyway, so he's started live streaming on his own channel. And here's what he's been up to over here. Meanwhile, while Bus is happening.
Don't
Don't. I swear to God, one more fucking shrimp emote, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind, dude. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if you do one more fucking shrimp emote. Don't fucking do it. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Ah!
Okay, so hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, it's all fake, and he was like, he said, "and cut" at the end. Like, obviously, it's fake, and it's all in good fun. You know, I don't know. Honestly, like these streams, his streams aren't really that great or fun either. They're about as good as mine are. But I guess it's just kind of like nice to not fucking have to hear Amberlynn or Fupa screaming over each other sometimes, also. But I don't think I'm gonna keep up with Scooter's stuff too heavily here. I don't have enough time, even on like 2 times speed. Two, I don't think he's gonna do anything really interesting or say anything else really interesting. Uh, that's about it. But, you know, had to clock in for those first few streams, see what was up. All right. Next episode, ALR Crash the Bus Day 2 is the title. Tech was a no call, no show. He did not show up to the show. Well, he shows up later. Let's just be for real. But he was not here at the start. This is not Lolcow Alpha. Oh wait, yeah, you guys can't see that. But I guess that's this guy's Phantom, by the way. This is the guy that Fupa has been crushing on. They've been having this little back and forth. It's honestly more interesting than a lot of the other things happening on the show. Because again, this one was just so much fucking fighting about the goddamn VC. But it was entertaining having Phantom on because Phantom was not having Amber's shit, and it literally got to the point where Amber was just like stonewalling. Silent treatment, shut down. Because she could not take it. And I saw a comment that was like, Pookie, you gotta know that Phantom's had kids before and he's used to this whole tantrum and silent treatment shit. It's not gonna get one over on him. But yeah, actually this guy was way more entertaining than the other hosts, Tech, Scooter, fucking Ken even, because they're all just shelf kissing and I'm so tired of it. We are all so tired of this shelf kissing. Bring Phantom on. Honestly, that was way better. Anyway, so and Phantom asks Amber where she went in Wisconsin, and she really didn't have a fucking answer. She like tried to start to answer, and she said pumpkin patches and was about to say the casino, but then a super chat came in, right? But after that was over, she starts trying to like finish what her answer was, and then goes, "You know what? Actually, I'm just not gonna talk." Like, that's that's where you shut down, Pookie? At a fucking question like that, an innocuous question that she knows that she can't answer because the answer makes her look bad. And you don't got did they really go to a pumpkin patch? Doubt. Massive fucking doubt. Oh my god, it's so funny. Like half of my notes for all this is like the next note. I've already said it. It says Amber is genuinely so insufferable, especially after watching other shows in Fat Camp. Like she actually adds nothing. Like she really just sits there and is delusional and projects and will not let anyone else talk, will not actually answer any criticism, just changes the topic, calls them stupid or ugly, and or says, "Why do you care? Get over it." Like she does not actually answer to fucking anything, dude. She adds nothing. It's just annoying to watch her at this point. And that's why Phantom being here was so much better at the start. It was until she fucking shut down over a fucking simple ass question. Oh, my next note. She's literally just here to be
Smelly.
and criticized. She's here to take pies to the face, do stupid shit, be embarrassed by the goals that they set, that they willingly do themselves, and to be criticized. That's it. That's her only value to the entire fucking LCU. That is sad, dude. No wonder she's so goddamn delusional about it. She kind of has to be. Oof. Ew. It's kind of dark. Oh, and she gets so fucking upset when Fupa and Phantom are rightfully saying that she doesn't take criticism well. She does not take it well. And she goes, I have taken this shit every day and I'm still here. And then starts fake crying. Like, just because you're still here and just because, like, it's every day, it doesn't mean you take it well. It doesn't mean you ever actually do anything with it. You just deflect or whatever, give an excuse and move on, and nothing ever actually gets addressed. Okay, God, okay, like, just everyone take a deep breath. This is gonna be a trigger warning. They, uh, Tech, okay, Tech gets his internet sorted out. I guess the reason he was a no-call, no-show is something about his internet, doesn't matter. Tech joins, Jaffe joins, which I guess is Tech's stepdad, technically. And Jaffe, like, oh my God, I can't actually fucking believe that. Anyway, Fupa kicks Jaffe at some point because Jaffe's being whatever, and he comes back, and Fupa's like, okay, if you want to go for it, let's go for it. And Fupa says, you're a PDF. And everyone's like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. Except Jaffe's, he has said that in a hypothetical, that he would, if there was, in a hypothetical, and if there was evidence for it, that he would support child dolls to be made for PDFs to use if it would prevent real children from being harmed. Is that a good enough way to fucking say it? And it's obviously, like, for obvious fucking reasons, we don't do that. There is no hypothetical, there's no evidence where that would ever be an okay fucking thing. Ever. Ever. All it does is normalize it. And I believe they've already done studies where it shows that if they do, like, help feed into these things at all, it just makes it worse. I don't give a fuck about any hypothetical, if there was any evidence, because at the end of the fucking day, we all know the solution for that problem. And if you don't, and if, like, I feel like we're all pretty much on the same goddamn page, except for the people who have that problem. And so they get in a fucking argument about it. Him and Fupa. I don't think Amber really said anything during this time. She did say later that she supports Jaffe. Not, like, on this thing, just in general, just context, but still. So Fupa and him are arguing. They're going back and forth. But Jaffe is literally sitting there. He called his idea valuable. He said, quote, if evidence suggests it doesn't. It encourages and normalizes. That's it. That's all it does. There's no evidence. He brings up fucking capitalism for some reason, and we can't fix this problem how it should be fixed because rich people are doing it, and people do it because they have no sense of control in their lives, and it makes no fucking sense. But he will sit there and just was like, hold on, sorry. He also said, quote, and you shut the conversation down because you're so afraid. And it's like, we should be shutting these conversations down. These conversations do not need to happen, ever. They do not need to take place, not even in a hypothetical. Why the fuck would anyone want to do that? So there doesn't need to be a fucking hypothetical. It's just weird. It's so fucking weird. Oh, this is probably the worst fucking line. He also said to Fupa, this is not verbatim, this is just like a rough, like, basically what he said. He said, you were the only kid that was so ugly that they passed on you. To Fupa. And the whole time, the only way that this guy is arguing with Fupa is by saying, Fupa's so dumb. I didn't know they still made people as dumb as you. You can't even understand. Just shit like that. Just like that. you know who argues like that? If you don't automatically take their side and think they're right, you must be stupid for not understanding. No, Jaffe. I wish I could say what I want to say. I really do. I really fucking do. Like, the way he fucking was arguing about it, it's painfully obvious what he was trying to do. It's like kindergartner low-level fucking manipulation at this point. To just sit there and be like, oh, you're so dumb, because you don't automatically agree that PDFs should have fucking... Let's move on. He's a piece of shit. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Before we move on, another way he would argue is like, why don't you want children to be protected? What do you have against wanting to protect children? This is not what protecting children looks like. I just can't, I can't stand it. I cannot stand that. Cause he's like such a fucking, he thinks he has like some kind of authority because he's made money making a video game. Because what? He thinks he's so smart. For what, dude? I don't know, dude. I do not. I cannot get it, and I will not get it. And I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just sick. It's sick and wrong. More VC drama. No one fucking cares at this point. It's so tired. And Amber keeps getting mad about not being able to speak. And it's like, no one wants to fucking listen to what you have to say anyway, because it's nothing. It's nothing every time, or it's something we've heard a million fucking times already. Amber, I don't want to hear you. I am like, has anyone noticed that the majority of my content lately has been just me yapping and not reacting to Amber and not listening to Amber and just... Has anyone noticed that? It's for a reason. There's a reason why all these goddamn clips are so short too, even though that they film for 2+ hours, 6 days a week. There's a reason that there's like 5 minutes of this video as fucking clips. Probably not even. Because, Amber, you are not saying anything of value. It does not matter. It means, it's just empty fucking words. Empty, flowery bullshit that means nothing. You're not getting one over on anyone anymore. And she thinks that she can come here and rewrite history, and she thinks that she can sit up here and lie. I didn't know about trans people until I was 27. You're a liar. A liar. And I can, with your own words, nothing else. Don't need anything else. It's not just a fucking rumor. It's so painfully dumb. Painfully dumb. But yeah, anyway, like I almost said earlier, like maybe part of the reason why I'm like so heated about this episode is because I just had to sit through that fucking hypothetical conversation with stupid ass fucking like... And then Amber later on goes, yeah, I've been watching him for a long time. I support him. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. It figures. It tracks, actually, with your past line of behavior, Amber. It does. Makes sense to me. Oh, later on, about the VC, she goes, quote, the VC has been helping me mentally because it gives me something to do. And she said it like fast. She did not realize what she was saying in that moment. She definitely didn't, but I absolutely caught it. Oh shit, yeah. Sorry, guys. I was getting so like fucking worked up over the goddamn Jaffe thing. So also in regards to the VC, right? About who's going to like be in charge of it. Who's going to be the one who says that this person is kicked or not kicked or muted or not muted, what? And Amber goes, okay, if we hit a goal, Fupa can be the one in charge of VC, but if they don't hit that goal, then Amber's gonna be the one in charge of the VC. Guess what the fucking goal was? Amber wanted 120s. $2,000. So she sets this impossible fucking goal. And then later on in the ep, because they argue about it for like most of it, right? So later on, when people are saying like it should be a third party, she's getting all fucking mad and all heated, and because she's like losing control over the situation, and she's not gonna get to control the VC where she literally fucking lives and spends her whole life now. And she goes, okay, so we're just scamming then. Okay, so we scammed. Because of the goal that you set and nobody else wanted? Chat didn't agree on that goal. The VC didn't agree on that goal. Nobody wanted that goal except for you. And it was an impossible one in the first place. It was already a by design. She just did that so that she can guaranteed get what she wants. And she gets super fucking mad when it looks like maybe that won't happen after all. And she goes, okay, so we're scamming then. We're just gonna scam them then. No! Nobody wanted that fucking goal in the first place. Yep, then after that is when Amber said she's Jaffe's fan. Oh, and then, yeah, right before the show ends, this is the last little bit. Amber thinks that Fupa and Phantom don't have any chemistry. She said that a few times, but at the end, she was like, I just don't see it. I don't feel it. You guys are acting like a brother and sister. And it's like, Pookie, just because they're not sitting there fucking love bombing each other and being like, oh my god, you're so cute. Oh my god, I can't wait to see you. And like constantly fucking just never ending attention and affection. That doesn't mean that there's no chemistry. That's normal. Their flirting is very normal from what I've seen, other than the comment in the Discord about that's it's a little crazy, girl, Fupa, but like the way they're acting on camera or together, but it's like also they're on a fucking live show. What do you want from them? Stop. But yeah, and then we've got another meanwhile when it comes to Scooter and his show. Okay, so again, meanwhile, back on Scooter's show. I'm not gonna play the clip, I'm just gonna tell you. He had been worried about getting something called Voldemorted, which means like you can't talk about him over in LCU, you can't support him, yada yada. And he said that, well, I saw in the chat too, Keem made an announcement or something like, if you join one of these like people who left Discord or channel, whatever, you're gonna essentially be banned from the LCU. So that's what getting Voldemorted means, I guess. And he, goes on about like it's fucking stupid and people should be allowed to watch what they want. And I do agree, it is really fucking stupid and childish. But now I just wonder, because this whole thing with the VC and Fupa being fired and like fired, quote unquote, she obviously is not fucking fired. She was literally there the next episode. They didn't even talk about it. She's not fired. It's fine. But the whole thing that started this whole fucking thing was this thing with Southern and Fupa fighting with Southern. But Southern was here in Scooter's chat and donated to Scooter. Like, I heard him say, oh, thank you, Southern. Unless it's just a different Southern, but I don't think so. So I don't know. Like, are they really gonna fake cause all this drama over a chatter, a crown? And it's like, are they actually gonna, so if they find out that Southern was over here, are they gonna ban them? Because not only did Southern become a crown on LCB, and that's $500 a month, I think they were also a crown on Tech's other show, and they just donate to a lot of the shows in general. Like, they give LCU tons of money. Tons of money. So are they gonna ban Southern? Because she, I think it's she, was over here in Scooter's chat? Because apparently that's what's supposed to happen. Does that sound fair to y'all? Like, what the fuck is happening? Alright, so the video was probably gonna end right about wherever I'm gonna put this in. But, the editing process was taking so fucking long that the next show came out and I was like, and I found other updates that I missed, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna keep going. So last night's show, it was Haters and Heartbreak. I saw the thumbnail and I was like, OMG, are they gonna finally do some of the content everyone's been fucking waiting for? Wrong. Nope. No content. It was just another stupid ass interview. Basically a Q&A. Basically a fucking Q&A for Amber. What do they ask about? The same fucking things we've already heard about. Why? So Tech can hear it? Go back and watch the other fucking shows. Fuck off. Like, dude. It's official. I am taking a break from this show. Like I said, it might be another month before you see another multi-ep recap from me, unless something fucking crazy happens, and I'm probably not gonna take as many notes, but anyway. So one of the little things I missed in one of these past shows, there was a moment where they had Amber get up and try and prove that she doesn't have like a handy capable shower or something. This is the picture. That it's I feel like it's incredibly obvious to like everyone that she is in, what are these apartments called? Like, they're like more accessible. They have like more amenities. The counters are lower, the doors are wider, stuff like that, you know? And I've seen people making the point like, okay, sure, but she sits around and claims that she's not disabled. So why is she taking up one of these spaces from someone who might actually need it? And it's like, I hear you. But if she would just say, if she would just admit that, you know what I mean? Everyone knows. Everyone knows. It's so stupid. There is also this screenshot. I'm really sorry if this message at the bottom is really tiny. I'm going to try to zoom it in. It says Amber is, I think this is from a Facebook group. It says Amber is sat in the locale bus VC asking for people's full names from here. From now on, I'd suggest only commenting and posting anonymously. Someone says, do you have receipts of her asking? What is that, 10 million% believe you. I'm just curious. LP says, didn't record it. Wish I was, because holy shit, it was insane. She was asking another user to uncensor names so she could, quote, check on them. And then they said again, she keeps asking and the OG user is refusing. Yeah, Amber tries to say, I wish we could see what she originally said. It said no one is protecting the what I assume is people. And the other person says, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to post people's full names of innocent people who just post random shit. If the person saying they were in the VC had the full name, I'd send that to you. Yeah, like if they just had it there of their own volition, but they're not going to uncover them to send them to you, Amber. That is insane. That is so creepy. Okay, and then something else I forgot. I just didn't write it down. I don't know why. I must have been doing something. But she, in one of the other prior shows, she said that her experience with Dalton, the Tone Pecs experience with the coffee ice cream and the fucking yada yada, she really tried to say that that was Dalton taking advantage of her. It's a phone call. It's a like, it is literally a two-way thing that I don't, dude. And then she tried to say she had like 8 buzz balls that night and she doesn't even know how she's still alive. This is alcoholic Lynn. I feel like, how can we keep denying the existence of alcoholic Lynn? All right, so those are just a few things I missed, and now we are going to fully get into last night's episode, which again I say it was a glorified Q&A, and it comes up again later this point. But so we start out with a question about Rarity, and I just thought I'd mention that Amber is still blaming E for letting Rarity get out. Still on the basement bullshit. And then Bupa says that E should take accountability. Like, if everything Amber is saying is true and it really is E's fault, E/Tommy, then why? And if E really cared about Amber, they should, like, get up here, or not, up here, just on the internet, basically, and clear the air and say the truth, then take accountability if she actually cared about Amber, but she hasn't, and she probably fucking won't. And then, oh, okay, I didn't write this down, but I just remembered what Amber says to that, which I kind of like agree. Amber goes, "Well, I'm sure she's watching, so maybe we'll talk about it." As like, you better agree with that. But later on, Emily just texts Amber, "Oh, I'm sorry about the things and yada yada." Just something like that. Something kind of taking accountability, but just to Amber privately. And Amber even says, "I don't know if she'll get mad at me for reading this out, but she read the text out, and that's how I know that it got sent." So it would seem to me that if Emily was lying about all this stuff, which even that I don't know because of all the text messages, exchanges we've seen between them around from that night. I don't know. But would seem to me that
Huh?
that E is just trying to placate Amber behind the scenes, not do anything publicly, because she ultimately cares about her image more than Amber. And I think one of the reasons that Amber isn't bothered by that is because that's one of Amber's prerogatives, is like image first, image first. The only time she's admitted to lies before is if she thinks it will make her look better. Like, case in point, back in the Jade eras, she said that Jade's family picked out gifts for her and bought her things and things that she liked, and it was all like soap and body spray and yada yada. And then later on, in order to get rid of the rumor that Jade's family just bought her soap and stuff because she smells, she admitted that Jade's family didn't actually pick all that stuff out for her and they just got her a gift card. And it wasn't that personal. So that's what she will lie to, for her image, and she will also admit to lies later for the sake of her image. Image is number one. But it's also like that's the only time she'll do it, right? Any other time, it's just like the Casey Anthony reference I made, where she'll go down the Orlando or she'll go down that Universal Studios hallway and get to the very end, and then still won't turn around and tell the cops the truth about what's going on. She won't admit to it. She just won't admit to them any other time. How do we know that? The lunch lie. The lunch lie. The text messages and the back and forth between her and Tammy. And it's just one example. There's many others, but it's one that I have on hand. So yeah. Oh god. And then Amber goes on about how reaction channels have ruined her life, and we start these rumors and yada yada fucking yada. And she said something about how like all she would have to do is like just take us to court or something and she would win. And I saw this chat and it's so true. It's like actually fucking sad that she really thinks that she would win a case against any of us. I dare say any of us. And then in regards to like Amber chasing Emily around the house, and this is Amber's own thing because she said it went from the bedroom down to the kitchen, down to the fucking whatever. You remember that bit?
So we were in her room when this argument was happening. Like, because it started in the truck, it went into the kitchen, then it went up into the room, and then down to the like it was like it just all right. But at
And she goes, "Well, I wasn't chasing, but I was following." But before that, tried to deny it altogether because of, oh, the stairs, and she couldn't do the stairs and her knees were fucked up. But then goes, "Oh, but I wasn't chasing, it was more like following, yes. Chasing, no. Following, yes." Like, and I think even Tech throughout this was noticing these things and just literally laughing them off. It's really hard not to notice them. But also, like I said, that's really fucking annoying because why is the Wrangler just ignoring all these stupid little like contradictions and these little things? Why is he consistently just like smiling, laughing, and then just moving on? That's not what anyone wants to see, dude. And like I said, I'm taking a break from this. And the whole time, it's just so insufferable because it's just Amber saying that I feel like I already said all this in the first half of the video from yesterday. It's just the same thing over and over and over again, or it's nothing. It's flowery words full of nothing, dude. And then this was interesting as well. I might need your guys' help slightly on this because I know I'm not going to have the time to like go hunt it down myself. I have no idea where it even might be. But I tried to Google it too because she says that the Billy concert happened before Rarity, before the Rarity situation. I don't remember that. I know the video came out after the Rarity situation. Doesn't mean it happened after necessarily, right? But I'm really struggling to find like fucking dates from the concert around the time that they even would have went to. Did they say that they had to drive like 4 hours for it, right? If I'm remembering correctly. That's the thing. I don't even know if I'm remembering correctly. But I know they had to drive for it. I'm just not sure. But yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there. She did say that the Billy stuff happened before Rarity got out, which I believe was on November 16th/17th, because that's when their fight was, right? Anyway. Then they talk about Beck. Well, mostly Amber talks about Beck. And it's just really gross. She starts off by saying, like, Beck never held a job. What do you think Beck was doing before you, Pookie? Were they homeless? Like, okay, I guess it kind of cuts into other topics because it does that. Like, it goes back and forth on the topics because of all the super chats. It's annoying, but so that's it for Beck for now. We do get back to Beck later. Then she says that E isn't a bird feeder because A has always been big. That's my note. Like, she tries to claim that that's the reason that E's not a bird feeder. That's not a good argument. Shut up. And then someone sends a super chat which says, Amber, like, stop telling everyone to stop bringing up the past. If every single time anyone tries to talk to you about anything, you're gonna bring up your past and use that as an excuse. Like, if you're gonna cancel out one, you have to cancel out the other. And Tex says, yeah, that's fair. What have you done? What have you done to improve yourself? What have you done to get better since, like, from these things that supposedly affect you so much from your childhood? And I say supposedly, they do. It's just, it's all sus. Y'all know. You know, if anyone who's been, like, following the channel pretty heavily, and you know that I'm doing, like, finding bits and pieces about her childhood timeline in the background, it's fucking weird. It's weird and it's not. It's not what she's claiming it is. There's already so many contradictions. It's fucking insane. And again, I feel like I have to say this every goddamn time. I believe her childhood was bad. That's not the point. The point is she's still lying about certain aspects of it. Doesn't mean it wasn't bad or doesn't mean I don't believe it wasn't bad. But yeah, anyway, question, what have you been doing, Amber, to make yourself better, to heal? What's her answer? She goes on a fucking, like, roundabout long ass thing, but her answer is basically just Zoloft. Zoloft magically cured her anxious attachment style and every single behavior that went with it. It is such a crock of shit. It is the biggest crock of shit anyone has ever fucking heard, dude. Amber, medication does not help you unlearn learned behaviors. We are not stupid. She goes on about how she doesn't do this or that anymore and how she doesn't get some type of way if E says that she'll text Amber at 5 and then it's at 7 now and she usually would be freaking out and now she doesn't anymore. I don't believe that for a fucking second. But then also I don't need to be on FaceTime 24/7 anymore. But then claimed that said, quote, most partners love being on FaceTime 24/7. No, they don't. One of the things that Destiny literally talked about in their last live was how that's one of the things that they had trauma from and how it carried over into their next relationship and how they had to unlearn the anxiety that they would feel from not being on FaceTime with their partner 24/7 because they felt like they would be mad at them. God. Oh, by the way, there was some shit that was leaked from the VC. It was some recordings voice recordings of not like a voice message, but like I guess the VC is like it's like this. They're like in a Discord all talking, which is like that's kind of weird to me, but whatever. Just because of the fact that Amber's in there like 8, 10, 12 hours a day. The fuck? But anyway, there was some leaks. It was this girl. She was telling Amber like, "Hey, I was made fun of too," and yada yada. Amber goes, "Who fucking cares, bro? I take shit every day. Who cares?" Like just being a bitch, saying that Fupa doesn't deserve to have hair on her head. Fupa has demons. Yada, just being nasty. Being nasty. Okay, and I'm not gonna play those. If you want to go listen to them, I will shout out this small channel where I heard them from. Just personally makes me a little nervous, but it's a small channel. Katie Knows Nothing. Go subscribe. And by the way, I feel obligated because I did mention working on her childhood timeline video. I am still working on the Casey video, where I basically the truth shall set him free, right? And again, like I'm really struggling on how to present all of the information in the most constructive way, that flows the nicest. But it is still coming, but it's just because of the nature of the topic, and I feel like so close to it now. It's like I have to take a break from it sometimes because it's such a heavy thing, and it's the same thing with anything else that's heavy. I have to take a break from it sometimes. It's still coming. It might be like weeks from now. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, anyway, those voice recordings came out. The recording of the VC came out, and it exposes Amber for being fucking nasty, off air as well. She's the same all the time, basically. And so it's kind of weird that she suddenly takes like a moment in the show to try and mention that she's acting in the VC too, and that it's for entertainment in the VC too. No, it isn't, Pookie. Stop. It's like really like high key, pathetic, and embarrassing that she is still trying to pretend like all of this that we've seen in LCB just isn't the actual real her. We can tell when you're scripting stuff. We can tell when you have like a plot point that you have to go over. And we can tell when the real you's coming out. It's very obvious, girl. Oh, and then I did see Rarity's Revenge in the chat. Just wanted to give you some nail clicks. Say hi, girl. Oh god, okay. And then, yeah, we're back to Beck. She is still using Beck in their relationship to as like some kind of a point that she's not a an allegedly a physically violent person in Minecraft. She's still trying to say that. And to that, I have several clips that I will play for you now. Lies got bigger. Arguments got crazy. When I was 12, I hit my mom. It's a time in my life that I will never forgive myself for. I am disgusted by it. But I thought that if my tears and my words weren't getting to her, if I hit hurt, it would.
One out there. I don't know if that's true. That's what I was told. And I told her, I just hope you don't treat Crystal, or do anything like that you did to me. And then she did admit that she's hit her before. She said she hit her once. Do I believe it was once? No.
We had gotten to a big fight at some point, and I don't know what we were arguing about, but then I think either my mom or my mammy called me about going over there because my mammy was going to my mom's, and she was like, hey, we're going to cook. You guys should come over. And I was like, heck yeah. I was ready to go. I hadn't seen my mom in a little while. I was ready to go over there and eat some good dinner and what have you. Well, Amber Lynn didn't want to go, and I said, that's fine. You don't have to go. Because, like I said, all that drama from before with her and my mom, they were just tense. But she didn't want me to go. And I was like, okay, well, it's been a little while since I've been over there. Just, I'm going to go over there. And she was just like throwing a big just fit. I don't know how else to describe it. She was crying, and I know it was a Code Red Mountain Dew in my hand. She will swear to you that this didn't happen. I've talked to her about it before, and she swears it didn't happen. So I don't know why she thinks that, but why would I make this up? I would try to walk out of the house, and I know I had this Code Red Mountain Dew in my hand, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. So, and because we were already arguing, I was like, I don't want to be around you anyway right now. Like, we were arguing. I wanted to go see my mom. She starts screaming at me from the sliding glass doorway, saying that she's gonna harm herself if I leave, and I don't know, just all this stuff, just going nuts. And then I was like, no, you won't. I said, that's not something to play around with. Just let me go see my mom. And she starts like coming at me, like ooh, ooh, ooh. So I get in my car and I leave the can on my top of my car, and I close the door real quick and I lock the door, and she's like telling me to get out, all this stuff, and she ends up throwing the can in my car, made me mad. And I want to say I ended up not going. I don't think I did. I'm like 98% sure I did not go to my mom's. I ended up just going back inside and dealing with her. And then I don't know if that's the fight that might have caused it, but right after that we also got into an argument, and that's when she let me open a present, and it turned into opening all those presents.
She didn't hit me. I think that if she had had the ability to, she might have, because she would get really angry.
To start from the back page, apparently Jade was verbally abusive to her. Hold on, I'm going to list. Jade had like pushed her to the floor and then flipped on her because she landed on Jade's clothes basket, and then she claims that she had to pull a knife out of Jade's hand. She choked Jade, she slapped Jade, she tore up Jade's work desk.
Okay. So in terms of like anything physical related, let's try to leave that vague. Let's try to say things along the lines of like they just got.
I don't know how to. I don't do this, so I don't know.
I understand. I understand. I'm just trying to like navigate it on the fly right here. So you're completely fine. You're completely fine. So Amberlynn has also kind of disclosed to us that when she was in a relationship with Jade, they had very high highs and very low lows. So when she said something along the lines of them having very low lows, it kind of made my mind go to, were there some incidents? Were there predicaments?
Yes.
So
yeah, Jade would give her like silent treatments and laugh at her while she was crying. And
with us.
The next question is there any proof/validity to the DV allegations against Jade? I find it hard to believe because of Amber's history with lying on previous partners and also admitting to being the violent one at one point. So when Amberlynn and Jade broke up, they were obviously still living together. And after we had established that her and I are just going to be friends, and she had already moved on to Danielle, her and Jade and I would sit on three-way phone conversations pretty often. Sometimes the conversations lasting like 5, 6, 7 hours. And honestly, Jade never gave me any red flags. She always just came off as like cool, level-headed, patient, hardworking, kind, intelligent. And I don't even know why she wanted to date Amberlynn in the first place. And Amberlynn did tell me that she has hit Jade before and used to go through her phone periodically, like while Jade was in the shower. But she did mention one time that they were fighting and...
Oh my gosh. Wait, I want to listen to that again from the top.
Hit Jade before and used to go through her phone periodically, like while Jade was in the shower. But she did mention one time that they were fighting and Amberlynn slapped her, and I guess Jade like pushed her and she fell to the ground. And I think it was a bigger deal than it actually was because Amberlynn obviously couldn't get back up by herself. And
so we were in her room when this argument was happening, like because it started in the truck, it went into the kitchen, then it went up into the room, and then down to the like it was like it just all right. But if you could, you would. Your body doesn't allow. Huh? You saying if I could hit someone, I would? Okay. So are you saying I could throw this at someone's head? Like, the fuck? I could take this and throw it? I'm just not a physically abusive person.
Go on, we can get this one out. Well, we kind of know this one anyway. Who cares? When I said her pets get scared of her when she kicks off, everybody knows that, but that's not a rumor. That's 100% facts. When she kicks off, she shouts, she punches things. Doors, she punches things, throws things, and when she does that, the pets are terrified. And just seeing the cute little kitten there, I was like, oh, probably hasn't experienced it yet, but at some point, Romeo will be hiding under furniture, like Wasabi and Twinkie when she kicks off. So that's quite sad. It's not like she just kicks off in person when a new partner turns up.
So yeah, those are all the clips that I just happen to have of Amber doing that type of stuff. And she really tries to say that she's not still after all this time. I really do think that and the not calling people out of their name is the only the last two threads of like hope that she has that she's not just like her father when she really fucking is. And that's not true. She's so delusional. I'm sure she believes herself too. But I just played all those clips. Come the fuck on. Come on. Oh god, and there's more than that. Actually, no. As I'm sitting here, maybe I'll add them in because obviously I'm going to edit this later. But there's screenshots upon screenshots later. Doesn't matter. Y'all know. Oh, and also by the way, connected to that, I got this comment from someone who said that about the point of her not calling people out of their name. That's not even true anymore. At this point, that's not even true anymore. Not from this LCB stuff, and at least with Tommy. Fuck. And I was like, oh shit, wait, no, you're right. She is exactly like her father then. Full stop. There's nothing left. That was the last bastion of fucking whatever, dude. There's nothing left. So again, I say I don't care about what the fuck she thinks about anyone calling her George Lynn. I do not give a fuck. And like I said, if anyone else, yeah, it'd be a little messed up. With her? No, I don't think so. Sorry. All of my like sympathy bones, they're gone. I only have a sympathy bone for the version of her that was a child at the time who didn't have any responsibility. That's it. But it ends very like there is a hard line that just ends at. And it has to be that way. Otherwise, like that's how things get fucking cloudy. That's how she manages to wiggle her way out of fucking whatever. No, there's a hard line. And then the next fucking awful thing she said about Beck, it says, I put this in quotes, Beck got more money than they deserved. And any lawyer would say that. In response to Beck not getting the live stream money that they were supposed to get, they had a verbal agreement on camera that thousands of people saw. It still is going on about the free range thing. I don't give a fuck. You had a verbal agreement. And unless you can provide the records that any of what you said about them having free range was true and actually spending that amount of money, then you still have to pay them. And any lawyer is not like, it's so like, and this is what I mean about the hard line thing, because it's like I almost want to feel bad for her because she is so delusional that she thinks that she would win in a court of law anywhere ever. Like that is truly just like baffling to me that she really thinks that. Pookie, no. Like, and that's what I like, but she deserves it. I hope she fucks around and finds out because like I've said before, I would die to see her have to go through discovery. She won't make it through any kind of discovery. She will not make it. And then she said something like, Becca's the most manipulative person you'll ever see. Like, it's not quote, not verbatim that one, but something like that. She definitely said Beck's the most manipulative, like, and it's like, do y'all remember the videos? No, they're not. No, they're not. It's so like like everyone falls somewhere on the scale of like Machiavellianism, right? But Becca's from far from the most manipulative person ever. Stop it. Stop. And the example that she uses to back up this claim is that Beck was in love with their ex when they got together. Like, I'm sorry. Are we... What kind of fucking game... What is this? How does she manage to delude herself so bad? How? I don't get it. Does anyone get it? Someone help me. I'm like going insane. I feel like I'm going crazy, actually. And then, quote, I'm not allowed to bring up Beck. I'm not allowed to bring up Beck. They can do post after post and video after video about me, but the second I bring them up, you're lying. You're saying the most crazy shit about them. Are you being serious? They weren't. They had receipts. You don't. Oh, God. Oh. And then a little bit later, this was so weird. She gets asked about WLS and didn't Jade offer to pay for half of it. And Amber goes, oh, yeah. And I saw this doctor, Dr. Smith, the same one who worked on Tammy. And everything was going good. I did everything I needed to. And then we broke up. And then I moved to Kentucky or something, she said, and I didn't have a support. And like the doctor said, the support is the number one thing that everyone needs after the surgery. And I'm just like, she got denied for it before they broke up, no? Am I crazy? This is what I mean. I'm feeling like the effects of the gaslighting a little bit. It's making me feel a little bit insane. But yeah, I'm sure y'all can confirm that for me or not. I don't really know where to go to find a lot of the Jade era videos. Otherwise, I would love to continue my Jade era series. It's the first one I started my channel with. But anyway, continuing on. We're going back to the journal thing. Y'all remember that? She is saying that what I wrote in my journals is what I was feeling at the time, yada yada fucking yada. So, okay, yeah. Actually, yeah, this is the one clip I'm gonna play from this episode.
Amber, why would you compare your diary to Anne Frank's if according to you, you were lying about it? Do you not realize how offensive that is? Do you not care?
Did you say your diary's like Anne Frank's diary?
Anne Frank is a human who was writing her experience, right? Her feelings and her experience, same as me. But everything that I write in my journal is 100% truth. So it's how I feel at the fucking time. And when I wrote, my girlfriend got me Buffalo Wild Wings because she wants to make me fatter, that could be seen by a group of people who fucking hate us together as a fact. But if you use your fucking brain power, that was a feeling that I had in anger.
But you just said that everything in your journals is 100% truth. And then in the same sentence, she goes, it's how I was feeling in the time. Does that mean that Amber genuinely believes that however she feels is the truth? Because that's fucking stupid, Pookie. That's dumb. Okay, and I just want to point out, if y'all remember the video I did on that, I literally started it out by saying, but with her, the clip of her literally saying, I lied. I lied.
Real and led
I
to
was
real
mad
death.
it's not true.
Yeah, so Amber's saying now it's
I lied.
because
I lied. I lied.
because
I replayed that clip like 8 fucking times throughout the goddamn video. She said she lied. That means whatever, and that means because she used that journal later on after she started making all these claims, right? She brought out the fucking journal one night as a way to prove what she was saying was the truth. But if she lied about the things that she actually was saying, then that means the journal is a lie too, because she used it as part of her evidence to back up what she was saying, what she is now saying is a lie. Okay, and I just want to like recall back to another text message too, where she literally said that she was craving Buffalo Wild Wings and they'll start their diet after that. Okay, I kind of wanted Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner. We can lose weight once I am in Oklahoma, LMAO. Sorry, I am also smelly right now. And then, so she clearly wasn't. She probably wasn't. So she wasn't upset then at the time when she was actually woken up with Buffalo Wild Wings, right? But later, when they get in a fight and she's mad, then she changes it in her head. Then she, like, do you see what I'm trying to get at? So she wasn't upset about it when it actually happened, but when she gets upset later, and then she sits down and starts writing in her journal, she's gonna change the narrative, and then is now changing it back now that she's not upset. Well, then she would have had to have changed it back later when she wasn't upset when they were all good again. and then got mad back when she was home and then changed the narrative again back to, yep, she's a bird feeder. And now that they're good again, the narrative is changed back to, nope, she's not a bird feeder. Like, I hope I'm, like, being articulate enough to get my fucking point across. It's just crazy. It's just crazy what she's trying to do here. Oh, yeah, yeah. And then you guys remember, I might have the clip for this. If in that journal video, the journal live stream, she said if the texts that were released about these literal situations don't match her journal, then the texts must be edited.
If the text messages contradict the journal, then she's very much editing them.
Remember that? So not only does the journal not match what she's saying now, or then the journal doesn't match the text messages either. It's just all fucking, it's all fucked. It is all fucked. Oh god. Okay. And then back to the point of this just being a glorified Q&A. Later when Tech isn't on screen or something for some reason, Amber literally tells Fupa to think of questions for her. And then very shortly after that, Tech asks Amber if Amber has any questions for him or Fupa. And at first she goes, no. Like, bitch. How is it so, like, not apparent to her how self-centered she is? She literally can't think, like, she had to sit there and think of a question to ask both of them, and it was literally something she's already asked before is, which other show would you go on if you weren't here and if you couldn't go to Glass or Queens, and then ask the same fucking thing to Tech. That's the question she thinks of. She doesn't want to talk about anything but herself, dude. She really doesn't. And it's just like, that was the biggest, like, example of it. Or maybe not the biggest, but maybe one of the funniest examples of it I've ever seen. Okay, well, alright, that was a nice little laugh, but we're getting back to, and it's almost over. We're almost done. It goes back to the rarity thing for a minute. And Tech asks her, like, is there anything you could have done, like, differently or better? I forget how exactly he said it, doesn't matter. Is there anything you could have done differently or better? And later on, like, do you want to say sorry or do you want to apologize or something? And I almost, like, the thing that Amber says is, like, technically right and it's technically correct, but and I want to believe her. I want to give her props for saying it finally, but it's like, why has it taken over a year to admit this? And what she said was, she said yes, she could have done better. She wishes that she would have looked for Rarity as soon as she noticed the door was missing, instead of just kind of, quote, ignoring it. And that she's sorry to Rarity. And it's like, I want so badly to, like, this is the type of shit that anyone has ever fucking wanted, right? But it took her over a year to get to it, and it had to be, like, dragged out of her, and she could never just say that when anyone else was bringing it up. Like, you remember, I think her name was Rose, but now it's Jersey? Remember when Jersey was doing the tryouts, and Jersey literally said, like, when you noticed the door was open, you just went to sleep. Why did you do that? And Amber was so mad, fighting her on it. Right? All she could sit there and say was, like, that it was her BPD, and just admitted that she does put people, like, what does she say? Like, people, animals, trees, whatever, in danger when she's, like, high strung or whatever.
So you can understand when you're not thinking clearly, you do stupid shit and put other people and maybe animals, persons, whatever it may be, trees, doesn't matter, in danger. The issue.
But she couldn't just say, like, is it just because it's Tech asking her? Because it's a fucking man? Is that why? Like, I really don't want to just sit here and think that's why, because it's the worst possible thing, but it's the only fucking difference, I feel like. I don't know. Like, why could she not just say that? Basically, as soon as it happened. Why does it take over a year for her to even get... She hasn't even come close to saying anything like that before now. And then, other than that regarding Rarity, the major contradictions have still not been addressed, other than her switch between, like, the difference in the story of whose fault it was, when she's like, I was lying for Tommy. There was major contradictions in her story after that. After the blame shift happened. After that. That's what makes everyone sus about it. About what actually happened. And that still hasn't been addressed at all. She just keeps saying the same fucking things over and over again, and no one is, like, calling her on, like, why, like, if Tech wanted to do this fucking thing, why did he not just pull up literally the goddamn clips of her story, next story, next story, next story, and being like, what's the deal with these fucking inconsistencies? After the blame shift happened. So she can't just fucking say, well, I was lying for Tommy. No, there was big contradictions after that, too. I'm so tired of it. I really am. Like, the one, what was it, one or two, like, funny moments from these shows is not worth the 2 fucking hours of, like, bullshit. And granted, it doesn't take 2 hours because I was watching it, 1.8 times speed? But it's every goddamn day, dude, and I'm gonna take a break from it. I'm sorry if I'm just repeating myself. I don't usually do this, but I recorded the first half of this yesterday, and this is today. And members will see this today. But yeah, fuck, dude. Anyway, that's it. That's actually the end now. That's all I had. Jesus Christ, this video is gonna be long as hell. But yeah, that's it. We're finally done. Yay! I want to do another live stream soon. I really want to do my nails. I have so many nails to show y'all. More on the way. I'm done buying nails, by the way. Everyone else, you can leave now. If you don't care about this, you can leave now. But yeah, live stream I think soon. I'm really wanting a longer set. I need to stop. Also, by the way, guys, I realize I also need to stop ripping off the press-ons with the sticky bit, because that is also damaging my nails. So, fuck. God damn it. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up now. I don't know when exactly the live stream's gonna be. I really hated having it scheduled because I felt like that day I just could not fucking do anything else until it was over. So, it might be at like 3 in the morning, it might be at noon, I don't know. Whenever. I'm sorry. That's just how live streaming is gonna be for me, I guess. Spontaneous and fun. But yeah, wrapping it up. I don't feel like being YouTuber core. My voice is tired. I hope y'all enjoyed this somewhat. Found it interesting, maybe, at the least. And I will see y'all tomorrow.